Okay, it's a Friday and just finished this first week of new new classes, and there is a lot of I feel like this week there were a lot of times where I just want to make a video for myself and remember that day, but it just towards the end of it I I ended up staying at till 2 in the morning one day. I remember after all the kids were going to sleep, that's when I can the most effectively work because it's quiet. And even if I put like music in my ears, like relaxing nature music, whatever, if they're around me, I'm it's like this mother instinct, always like be there, be ready, check on them. Are they okay? Is everybody okay? And so they cannot really rest and focus. But when they're all asleep, that's when I can do it. And because they don't have school now, they feel like they don't have to go to bed at 10. They could stay until 11, sometimes midnight. I'm like, oh, boys, I need to study. But they're really good sports. They're understanding that, we have to make this work. It's just, we're the six of us and we can help each other and support each other as much as we can. So those two, one of those classes that I have now is the professor. She's not a professor actually, she has only master's degree, but she has a lot of experience in her career. She came from Massachusetts, so it's really cool to have a professor, like an instructor from the East Coast, because that's where her career was, that's where, and she brings that knowledge from the East to the West where we are. And she was teaching in Kenya too, so I was like, this is so cool. She would have like kids and she would share stories and experiences of what it's like to teach there. And like, for example, today I learned that wow, it's okay here in the States to sit around on the floor in a circle for reading time. If you do that in Kenya, they don't sit on the floor because I don't know what the floor is, probably dirt floor, and there are lots of bugs, and they call them doo-doos, the doo-doos. And so if the kids are down on the floor, they're going to be bitten by those like biting bugs. Like they have lots of bugs that bite there, as she said, and so I have to be careful. And then they say, no, 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 we don't put the kids on the floor. So they brought benches and they were doing story time together like that. So it's really cool. I love it. And my other classes really heavy, but that's exactly where my interest is. And that's the course is called Exceptional Learners. And that goes for those who have disabilities and those who are super smart in one area and everything else. It just, yeah. So I love this. It's really tough, but we have to choose two of those disabilities and present them and learn about them. And so I've been always interested in the sphere of tired. Autism. It's a very very large spectrum, but it's something I really have interest in. And the other one I chose, and I'm thinking there's a lot of them. There are like 13 of them defined with anyways, the other one I was interested in because I had an experience in one of my schools in Japan with a girl that was hit by a car. She had brain injury. Did not follow up what happened after because she came towards the end of the semester, the school year, and I left right after, pretty much. But she was second grader, and she didn't show up after that for a while. And one time she came all wrapped up, her head was all wrapped up, and then I heard other stories from other people. But like I hear here in Utah, and mostly those brain injuries happen when the people snowboard or ski or cycling and things like that. So that's what they do and get brain surgery. And if the brain is affected. I met a lady in the neighborhood who, um, because of, I don't know, was it a car accident or like some kind of traumatic experience on her brain, she lost the ability to learn new things. And so she can't really go to college anymore if she wanted to, even though she's not. But that's very interesting. And I know that there are people who, I worked with a teacher who was Chinese but lived in Japan because she was married to one, and she was helping in one of my schools with a Chinese student and in sixth grade. And she told me that she knew Japanese to the level of high school, but because a car crashed into hers in a supermarket parking lot, like basically ran over her when she was on a bicycle or something. She got a brain injury and she lost her ability to know Japanese on high level, like just about elementary or junior high level. And so I was like, wow. So, and I heard of that before, like people would, if they're bilingual, they'll lose the second language, they'll just keep the first language and things like that. So I was like telling the kids last night about it. If mommy gets a brain injury and stuff like that and I forget English, I'm sorry, I'm gonna be talking to you in Bulgarian only. So it was just really interesting. Some people have loss of memory and like ability to move your like motor skills and stuff. So it's really interesting. So I'm interested in that, but the others are interesting too, like dyslexia and not being able to hear or not being able to word your thoughts. They're all the kinds of disabilities, and I'm really interested in them. They're awesome. I mean, those are all children, and in America, all children are given the chance of education. All of them. No, it doesn't matter the severity of disability. So it's really amazing. Like, it's amazing. You could have one of my classmates tells me that she has in her school, elementary school, a lady who is without arms, and she drives herself to school and she works there, and she just wears usually shirts with long sleeves, so it's not that visible or something like that. I thought that was really cool. Maybe she's born like that, I don't know. But hey, everybody's a person, and persons have, every person is a different universe, different planet, different universe. And so we collide with each other. We have to find space for everybody inside the classroom. So it's really fun. I learned so much, and I'm so grateful for my professors. Oh my goodness, this fund of knowledge you build is just so much and so fun. I enjoy every class. I come out of the class because I think the reason I enjoy it is because it's not something brand new. It's not something I've never heard about. And it's something that I actually have experienced. And so when they teach me those things right now, when I read it and when we talk about it in class, I'm like, oh my gosh, I had that experience. Or, yeah, I remember when this happened in my classroom. So it's like the instructors, they're happy to have people like that because we're all like teachers already, have been teachers, or some of them are still teachers, like they just want to get a license to become like full-timers. And it's really interesting how when you bring experience to the classroom instead of like brand new grad school student, like straight from bachelor, it's different. And so they're all really excited to share. We share experiences, and becomes really interesting to exchange information like that. And for me, it's a bit different because I've been teaching in a different country, and the experience I bring to the table is like okay, this is how people do it in Japan. That's how it was in my elementary schools, and that's what I learned from it. And this professor from Massachusetts, she's always like, she says something, she's like, how is it in Japan? Do they do that? I'm like, yeah or no, like whatever. So it's really amazing. But it's Friday and I can feel it. I can feel in my bones it's Friday. Yeah. And the weather is really interesting. It's right now it's sunny, but every afternoon it seems to be like early afternoon thunders, lightnings, here and there some rain, and then back to sun. It's like, what is this weather? And I hear something like that every year, so interesting. And there's still snow in the mountains. Not that much like before, like in April, but there's snow in the mountains. But it's June, so and the the kids are amazing. Like they're amazing. My kids are amazing, and they actually help me a lot because I would ask them what kind of stuff you would like to have in your classroom, or what do you see that is different from what you've grown up with, and like do you like it or not, like what. So it helps me to have their um input into everything that I do as projects and stuff and paperwork. So it's really great. Yeah, and they've been great sports, especially now that they know that it's just the six of us and we're gonna be living here, and we're gonna try our best to get stable, to make it work, and to stay for good. And they're excited for school to start, and they're doing their English homework, and mommy leaves for them every day. And they're great, and they're brave, and they're excited for what life has for them in store. And that's a good approach to take. Anyways, okay, time out.